Alright, today is Saturday. Got lots to get through, so why don't we get through it? I've been having to go through boxes. Every year when somebody would come to visit or something, I'd clean up and throw stuff in a box, and I would just stack up the boxes and forget about them, you know, for months at a time, maybe a year at a time. I don't really remember. They're just things that I had, like, you know, meant to do something with. So I get in some scout patches. I'm like, oh, I don't have the pages for that right now. And then when I had to clear up my desk, I throw everything in there. It's like, oh, okay, they're just there, and I forget that I have that. One of the things that I have is just boxes. You can literally see. Oh, I got, well, you can't see, but boxes and boxes. And then plastic totes. You know, I probably got 30 of those. And each one of those boxes takes probably a good day to get through, because there might be some card receipt that I forgot, it slipped in there by mistake and then didn't get recorded, or something else that just needs to be done, you know. And then the plastic, you know, penny sleeves that need to go on card pages, and that just takes a long time to do. And then I have like the bottom half of the box, which is like, well, I don't know where that goes. I want to keep that, but I don't have a spot for that right now, or I don't have the binder it goes into. So then that stuff goes in a box, and another box, and then the boxes eventually get smaller and smaller, but then they get bigger and bigger, so nothing I can do about that one. I took advantage of the $5 off 25. So if you go to Dollar General on Saturday and have a receipt, you can use that coupon for that particular day and save $5 off 25. That's pretty good. If you watch Zach the Frugal, he used to be Zach the Frugal Gardener. He's also got a card channel. And he does a lot of penny shopping. But, you know, sometimes it's best to get the stuff before it hits the penny. So I got a couple of these. You know, the chocolate is all broken in there, but it's going to taste just the same. You know, so I got 25% off on those. The Valentine's Day candy. It'll dwindle and dwindle. It'll get 50% off, and there'll be almost none of it by the time it gets anywhere closer. So you might have missed out. Oops, sorry. And then I picked up this for 50 cents, I believe. Again, I can find it on my receipt here. I don't see what that is. I'm looking to see what that is here. Kitchen towel. Yeah, 50 cents. So I could always use kitchen towels, and just because football season over, who cares? So that'll be good, you know, because I have to throw away some really gross towels pretty soon. So that they only had one of those, otherwise I would have grabbed a pile of those. And then you know, I was like a few cents shy, you know, so I didn't know what to do. I mean, I grabbed my pizzas and my drinks and whatever else, food stuff I wanted, and I was okay. And then what's interesting, I got some bubble wrap, which I always need for the business. I don't have that here, but they gave me some sort of $1.50 in-store discount for some reason. That's weird. But anyway, I found this in the DVDs, Valley of the Lanterns. No idea, it's probably a terrible movie there, but $2.95. And then I was like, I needed 12 more cents or something ridiculous. Well, what do you do? So I could have gone to the dollar section and get a 50-cent item, but I always really enjoy these pens here that they have here for $1. Very high quality. It's got like a paintbrush tip on one end and this one on the other. And I'm going to be using that red marker part. Hopefully that'll work. I've tested it down here. It didn't bleed through much at all. So one of the things I've been working on is my Scout patch collection, getting that back into order. I have 3 patches on the way. 2 of these sort of type patches here, what they call council shoulder patches. And I'm trying to fill out my entire collection. The problem is that the main list that I used to work from, they haven't updated their list since 2017, which is crazy. That's what it says, and I couldn't find any current data. This one is more or less accurate, but I don't like the format here, but it seems to work well enough. And you can see I have to redo my list over again because I've misplaced my list. One word of caution is that I'm a checklist person, and I like to put them with my binders, but you know, when you're flipping through your binders, pages rip. And this is some sort of like Christmas packaging tape I used on this one here to help prevent, you know, that from ripping. So I do have some duct tape, and I've got some other kind of, you know, other tape that will help that. And so I will put these in, you know, like that or so, and then I'll take care of that. I have 2 sheets because this is the non-active councils, and this is the merged council. So these are active and those are merged. And I'm trying to get every single one of those. There's another 3rd sheet which is not important to me. So there, I'm trying to get all of those. And you say, oh geez, you only got 6 here and 2 here. No, I got probably like 100 to go on those lists there. And then these are just some that I had recently purchased. Oh, well, I say recently, these were way last year. This one was covered in goo. And what I mean by that is that the whole back was covered in glue. And I did not realize. This might have been a plastic back patch at one time and somebody damaged it. But the front displays more or less okay. Unfortunately, there's a thread rip there. And that happened after I was picking away the glue. And I might have picked a hole through that and broke the thing there. But anyway, that'll display okay if I want a better copy. This was only $1 a piece. So I didn't have my list. And I bought from the vendor that I got most of these from here, and he had them $1 a piece plus I think $1 shipping or something, just under $1 shipping. And then if you bought more of them, then it's 25 cents each. You know, the 25 cents can add up there. So these all need to have the Ultra Pro pages for those, and I need to get a packet of those some point because I need to get, and I might actually need to have a 3rd binder. My 2nd binder that I made, put together, it's breaking apart. The front cover is breaking, so I have access to all the binders I want. Green Mountain Council, Vermont, and that might have been procured when I couldn't get binders. And then there's the New Orleans Area Council. So some of those I have bookmarked here. This came in the mail, and I don't have the autograph that came in the mail, so that'll be in the next video or 2 if I remember to shoot that. This was on a letter. I did not provide these. So there's a block of 4 folk art stamps, and I'm going to double check and make sure I actually don't need that for my book before I, you know, turn it to shreds or whatever like that. But kind of cool there to get a block of 4. And then mail was, you know, MIA for 2 days. And these were some patches I almost didn't buy. I think these are the ones, and these are actually Girl Scout merit badges from what I understand, or some sort of activity badges. And I put them in one of these slide pages. So how great does that display? They came on a vest, which I got rid of, and I didn't take off every patch. I took off about 75% of the patches. The other ones I had no want for. So I got rid of that, but kept all of these, and they display perfectly. The only problem is that they're going to fall. This one's already slipping out. So I got to figure out some sort of tape or something to put on there. I don't need to identify these other than just write GS right there so I know what that is. Usually you can tell the Girl Scout badges because there's lots of reds, greens, and yellows in them. Not always. So you know, a lot of people have question marks or say Boy Scout on them. And that is one there. So hopefully I got everything done. Like I said, Dollar General seems to be on the up and up these days. I'm technically saving people lots of money. Dollar Tree is kind of fading right now because of $1.25, and then rarely do they have anything on sale there unless it's, you know, about ready to spoil. And like I said, this towel was only 50 cents. I mean, that's fine. You know, I'm not worried about that. You know, what is Goodwill going to provide me for this? You know, what would Goodwill do? They'd put $1.99 or $2.50 on that, and they'd cover it up the dollar price tag. And then again, the chocolate, you know, I don't, you know, celebrate Valentine's Day, but I do enjoy chocolate every once in a while, so I got a chocolate and a white chocolate there or something, so that's kind of great. I always hate, you know, the cute and cuddly animals, but they're already broken, so anyway, whatever. So that's that one. And then I got this dark colored acrylic paint because it's very handy for everything. If you have like a piece of wood or something that needs a little darkening on the end of it, that'll work as long as you don't wet it. You can seal it, sort of, and that'll look better. So, you know, this is always handy, and I was out of this stuff, and I want to see how good this is. But hopefully I can get that list done, and then I can eventually go back to that vendor that I bought many dozens of times before, and then just wipe out all his... I mean, I do have to have some standards when I collect these things here, because most of these, say like this one here, was in the scratch and dent pile, but that's because it was stitched. and there's a few little bits of, you won't be able to see that, but tiny threads there, and it was stitched onto something, but I removed all the stitching, and it almost looks near mint right now. So I'm super, super happy with that one. So when you do any kind of purchasing in like the discount for the scalp patches, you might come across some really, displayable patches that normally you'd have to pay between $3 and $5 a piece for, and I really wouldn't want to do that. Again, this is just to finish off the entire checklist. Some of the earlier ones are going to be $15, $20, and maybe $50 or more, but you have to be careful because some of those are heavily faked. So just like baseball cards, we have fakes in the scalp patch thing, and some of those are 20-year-old fakes, so you have to be very, very careful. But I will have a video coming up about my collections sometime, and I think I'll just kind of cut the video off here at the 10-minute mark. I can't read that, and thank you for watching.